Leicester City's 2015-16 season was nothing short of a footballing miracle. Under Claudio Ranieri's leadership, the Foxes defied all odds to claim the Premier League title in one of the most incredible stories in the history of the sport. With a team built on hard work, unity, and tactical discipline, Leicester overcame the league's giants, turning the impossible dream into a stunning reality. Leicester were the underdogs that made the impossible possible. Here's how you can replicate their tactics in FC25. Leicester City's 2015-16 Premier League triumph is one of the most remarkable achievements in modern football, and at the heart of that fairy tale victory was a carefully structured 4-4-2 formation which occasionally morphed into a 4-4-1-1, depending on the tactical demands of the game. This shift from the previous season allowed the Leicester City players to form key partnerships all over the pitch, with each player understanding their role and how it complemented the team's collective goals. This understanding and cohesion was pivotal, as Leicester's relatively small and unheralded squad punched above their weight, relying on resilience, determination, and clear tactical identity to secure the improbable title. The 4-4-2 formation gave Leicester a perfect balance, allowing them to remain compact in defense while enabling quick transitions in attack. Unlike some of the league's more possession-orientated teams, Leicester's success was not built upon dominating the ball. Instead, they thrived on letting opponents control possession, using their defensive stability as a platform to launch lightning-quick counter-attacks. The simplicity of the system suited Leicester's players, who excelled in this direct style of play, as they were always looking to exploit the space left in behind the opposition's back line. And the 4-4-2 formation wasn't just a tactical decision, it became a core identity of Claudio Ranieri's side, one that thrived on grit, discipline, and a collective effort. Moving on now to the team tactics, and Leicester City's build-up style resembled a counter-attacking side. The emphasis was on moving the ball from back to front as quickly as possible, bypassing the traditional midfield build-up play in favor of vertical long passes. Ranieri encouraged his side to exploit the opposition's mistakes by launching the ball forward quickly, usually with long goal kicks from Kasper Schmeichel or through Danny Drinkwater's precise long balls from deeper midfield positions. The direct approach allowed players like Jamie Vardy to thrive, as his runs in behind the defense were perfectly timed to latch onto the quick balls, often catching the opposition off guard. The counter-attacking style was Leicester's bread and butter, and they executed it with near-perfect efficiency. Rather than looking to dominate possession, Leicester City recorded around 42.6% possession that season, one of the lowest amongst the Premier League sides for that year. But this did not hinder their success, and in fact it played to the team's strengths. By allowing the opposition to control the ball, Leicester could maintain their solid defensive shape and wait for the perfect moment to break. Their attacks were rapid and direct, catching teams in transition and exploiting the space left by overcommitting players. Leicester's forward play was built around fast, vertical, and incisive movements, specifically from Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez. Whether it was Vardy making runs into the channels to stretch the defense or Mahrez cutting inside from the right to create opportunities, Leicester's attacking play was defined by speed and precision. The attacking transitions were well drilled, and every player knew their role when transitioning into the attacking phases. This ensured that Leicester City's counterattacks were as clinical as they were devastating towards the opposition's back lines. And speaking of back lines, Leicester City's title run was anchored by a well-structured and well-organized defensive setup, with Ranieri often organizing the team into two banks of four. The defensive line often sat very deep, and therefore it should be set to 25. This in turn will keep the shape nice and compact and minimize the attacking space for the opposition to try and exploit in behind your defense. The fullbacks of Danny Simpson and Christian Fuchs tightly marked the wide attackers, while centre-backs Wes Morgan and Robert Huth dominated the aerial duels with simple but effective defending. The forwards of Jamie Vardy and Shinji Okazaki initiated a high press to force mistakes, quickly triggering Leicester's dangerous counterattacks if the ball was won back high up the field. Once possession was won, the team would swiftly move the ball forward, often bypassing the midfield to exploit the space in behind the opposition. This combination of a solid defensive block and rapid counterattacks was key to Leicester's success. Progressing on now to the individual player roles, and we'll start off with the last line of defense, and that being Kasper Schmeichel, who was instrumental in keeping Leicester's title charge on track. He'll look to maintain the role of goalkeeper, with the focus being set to balanced. Not only did the Dane make crucial saves throughout the season, but his ability to quickly release the ball and start attacks was vital. Schmeichel's long goal kicks often bypassed the entire midfield, finding Vardy or Mahrez in advanced positions, which allowed Leicester to exploit their counter-attacking style to full effect. The side's defensive structure was based on simplicity and discipline, And the two centre-backs were the physical enforcers in the centre of defence. The two centre-backs looked to dominate the aerial duels and put their bodies on the line to block shots and crosses. Huth and Morgan were not the most glamorous defenders in the league, but they were highly effective, excelling in their ability to win duels, clear danger, and maintain a no-nonsense approach to defending. Their partnership was a cornerstone to Leicester's success, and their leadership ensured the backline remained composed under pressure. For Danny Simpson, deployed in that right-back position, he was seen as a more conservative fullback, and was often tasked with looking to contain the opposition's wide attackers. Simpson was spontaneous with his attacking runs, choosing to focus on maintaining defensive solidity, especially in the 1v1 situations against the opposition wingers. Whereas for the left fullback in Fuchs, he was allowed the freedom to venture further up the pitch and overlap the left midfielder. Operating as a wingback in possession, Fuchs would often look to venture higher up the field and supply crosses into the box for the attackers. But his main focus was to defend the wide areas, and make sure that he was tracking back continuously to contribute to the defensive solidity when out of possession. The midfield pivot containing N'Golo Kante and Danny Drinkwater was the heartbeat of the side, with Kante being designated the role of ball-winning holding midfielder. The Frenchman was crucial in trying to break up the opposition's attacks and shield the backline effectively. His incredible work rate and positional intelligence allowed him to cover an enormous amount of ground, intercepting passes and breaking up play with ease. Kante was also adept to carrying the ball forward, helping Leicester transition from defense to attack in a matter of seconds. His ability to snuff out counterattacks before they could even develop was a key factor in Leicester's defensive success. Whereas for Drinkwater, who operated alongside Kante, he would be set to the role of deep-lying playmaker, with the focus being set to roaming. His role was to collect the ball from deep areas and launch quick, long passes over the top of the opposition's defense, often targeting Vardy's runs. Drinkwater's passing range and vision were vital to Leicester's counter-attacking system, as he could bypass entire lines of pressure with a single well-timed pass. Despite his playmaking responsibilities, Drinkwater was also tasked with dropping deep to help shield the back line, forming a formidable partnership with Kante in the heart of the midfield. For the left midfielder, it was Mark Albrighton, who was a key figure down the left flank, where he operated as a wide playmaker with a build-up focus. His role was not only to contribute offensively, but also to help maintain defensive stability in the wider left areas. Albrighton often cut inside to make room for Fuchs to overlap him, creating opportunities to deliver crosses into the box, a tactic that proved highly effective throughout the season. Additionally, the left midfielder was capable of dropping deep to support Leicester's compact defensive structure, adding to the team's overall balance between attack and defense. Leicester's front line was spearheaded by Jamie Vardy, whose pace, work rate, and clinical finishing made him one of the league's most lethal strikers that season. Vardy was deployed as a poacher with an attacking focus, constantly looking to play off the shoulder of the last defender and making runs into the channels. His movement was intelligent, often drifting into the half spaces to exploit the gaps left by the opposition defenders. Vardy's relentless pressing also made him a nightmare for the opposition when they were trying to play from the back, as he would force them to make mistakes and pounce on the loose balls to create goal-scoring opportunities. Alongside Vardy was Shinji Okazaki, whose role as a support striker was vital in linking the play between the midfield and the rest of the attack. Okazaki's tireless running and intelligent movements helped create space for Vardy and Mahrez, and his willingness to drop deep and contribute defensively made him an invaluable asset to Ranieri's system. While Okazaki wasn't the main goal threat, his ability to contribute in key moments and goes into dangerous positions was crucial in Leicester's title push. And finally onto Riyad Mahrez, who was deployed in the role of inside forward from the right wing position. The Algerian was seen as Leicester's creative spark when attacking. His dribbling ability, vision, and flair made him a consistent threat, whether cutting inside onto his left foot to shoot or delivering inch-perfect crosses into the box. Mahrez's ability to exploit space in wide areas or attack centrally gave Leicester a dynamic edge in the final third, and his partnership with Vardy was one of the most effective in the league that season. Leicester's approach in possession was straightforward yet highly effective. The team looked to maintain their 4-4-2 shape, ensuring that they could drop back into a solid defensive shape if possession was lost. The fullbacks provided the necessary width, with Fuchs in particular pushing forward to join attacks, while the midfield duo of Kante and Drinkwater controlled the central areas. Their ability to win the ball back quickly and play vertical passes was key to Leicester's transitional game, allowing the front line of Albrighton, Mahrez, Okazaki, and Vardy to combine in the final third and create goal-scoring opportunities. This tactical setup, underpinned by defensive discipline, rapid transitions, and clinical finishing, allowed Leicester City to achieve the unthinkable. And there we go, my people. That is how I would successfully go ahead and replicate and recreate Claudio Ranieri's 2015-16 Leicester City tactics for FC25. I do hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you don't mind smashing that like button down below, whilst also commenting what your thoughts and opinions are on the Claudio Ranieri system. That would be fantastic. That would be really, truly, utterly appreciated. And anyways, until the next time, until the next one, I hope you have a smashing goddamn day, and I'm out of here. Peace.